Hello, everyone. It is still Saturday, April 25th. My local time is almost exactly 11 p.m. I just wanted to come and give a couple of follow-up thoughts about the story you've all likely heard by now that I have a video pinned on the top of my channel about the shooting that occurred in DC. I want to preface this with I try very hard to come on here and only speak verified facts. I have an extraordinary amount of opinions, but I try very hard to come on here and only share with you things that I can concretely read and verify and see, because there is enough misinformation and clickbait and rage bait and algorithm bait in this area of content that I don't want to add to the junk pile, right? I want you to be able to know when you click on one of my videos, you're going to get succinct facts that you can understand. But I have to say, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I try very hard not to buy into bullshit. And conspiracy theories can be fun, but in the current climate we're living in, they're dangerous. And so I'm very intentional about the things that I say. And this is what I want to say. I find it highly suspect when we have a shooting at an event that the president did not want to attend, has never attended, said he wasn't going to attend, and then decided, oh, maybe I will go. And then there just so happens to be this shooting where on the footage that they've shared, you see this person running right through the lobby area of adjacent to where they are, basically, with a what looks like a very large weapon, past people suited up, security who we're being told are security, etc. Who, how, with this gigantic weapon, did this person run through all of you and not tell he made it to a certain point? Did you start running after him and notice what's going on? So that is highly suspect. That could be incompetence. But then when you hold a press conference in the aftermath of this, and you come out there and you essentially say, hee hee ha ha, I guess this is why you need to pass and allow me to build my giant, egregious, disgusting, gaudy ballroom, because then maybe things like this wouldn't happen. I find it extraordinarily suspicious. I also find it extraordinarily suspicious when the acting head of our FBI is also currently in the midst of a massive scandal, 4 separate massive scandals related to his term, his ability to lead, his competency, his decision-making, where everyone's saying that this man is on the verge of getting fired. I find it highly suspect and suspicious that this whole thing went down, and then we're standing up there at a press conference saying, don't worry guys, we got him, aren't we heroes? It sounds very familiar to a couple other of events we've seen over the past handful of years involving attempted or successful shootings. We don't have enough details yet about the identity of this person, why they did this, etc., etc. Can we even trust the details we will get? Who knows? But the entire thing I find highly suspicious. And it is very difficult to spend many, many years of your life studying propaganda, trying to understand propaganda, understanding the ins and outs of how these things work, understanding news, how news is reported, how news is sold, how it's packaged. And see these things playing out in real time. In a way that is extremely hard to quantify. when it is just all much too suspicious. So I will continue to track this. I will continue to see what comes out around this and what information we're given. But to see Kash Patel standing up there with his big old gloaty face, like, look at me, I'm actually, see how good I am at my job, is highly suspect. To get up there and say, hee hee ha ha, guess this is why we need our ballroom, is highly fucking suspect. I do believe a police officer was shot. So to get up there with anything but the seriousness that this experience requires, there were hundreds of people there. This could have gone extremely badly. And there's just no seriousness. This is the least serious fucking frat boy administration in history. And it's disturbing. It's disturbing. This is not normal behavior. And I'm sorry, but on top of everything else, Kash Patel is up there and his bow tie's upside down. Very obviously upside down. And this sounds like a dumb nitpick, but the man's not even competent enough to put a bow tie on facing the proper direction. Yet, somehow qualified enough to run the FBI. This is the most corrupt, incompetent, unqualified administration in American history, and for a group of people who love to do nothing but besmirch this concept and this idea of DEI by calling people DEI hires, this is the most DEI hired handout administration to ever exist. These people are incompetent. If you cannot yet see and understand that, you are a danger to the rest of us. Point blank. That's really it, I guess. I'll give an update tomorrow once we have more details, I'm sure. But you can think I'm crazy, you can think I'm being crazy, whatever. But this is not. This is the kind of stuff we see out of actual dictatorships. This is the kind of stuff you see. And they are so willing to create literal culture war, social war, race war, gender war, in order to keep all of us fighting against each other so they can continue to literally rip us off. That's it. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you think, if you want. The shit stinks.